The night erupted with a scream that sliced through Willow Grove like a blade through silk. It was 11:23 p.m., a Saturday, when the quiet suburb convulsed. From my couch, where Coltrane's saxophone wove through the glow of a single lamp, I heard Ida's shriek, raw and feral, followed by the staccato of heels on asphalt. Porch lights pulsed like a nightclub gone rogue, and voices, too loud, too many, spilled from next door. This wasn't a party. This was chaos. And at its core was Miranda Voss, the HOA's self-crowned empress, a woman who turned neighborly spats into Greek tragedies. I'm Ethan Wells, a freelance illustrator who traded city noise for Willow Grove's promise of peace, fast Wi-Fi, and a yard for my beagle, Rusty. Instead, I got Miranda, a neighbor who wielded bylaws like a flamethrower. That night, through my blinds, I saw her under her flickering porch lights, herding guests in glittering knockoffs of designer gowns. Her HOA-sanctioned galas were legendary, less neighborhood gatherings and additions for suburban Real Housewives. I shrugged, assuming it was another of her overblown spectacles, and headed to bed, toothbrush in hand. Mistake. At 11:23 p.m., a knock shook my door, not a tap, but a demand. I opened it, robe on, toothpaste foaming, to find Miranda in a sequin dress that screamed disco diva. She clutched a dying iPhone. "Ethan, do you have a charger? My guest phones are dead, and the energy's fading." Her tone was sweet, but her eyes were ice. I blinked. "It's midnight, Miranda. I'm not a tech kiosk." Her smile tightened. "The HOA expects neighbors to be cooperative, Ethan. It's in the community code." I'd memorized the HOA handbook after Miranda fined me for my overly whimsical garden gnome. No rule mandated lending chargers. "Pretty sure the HOA doesn't regulate USB-C generosity," I said, my slippers anchoring my resolve. Her jaw twitched. "This isn't over," she hissed, storming off, her heels clicking like a ticking bomb. I thought it was done. I locked up, brushed my teeth, and collapsed into bed, Rusty snoring nearby. But at 4:07 a.m., chaos returned. My doorbell screeched, fists pounded, and Rusty's barks joined the fray. I stumbled to the door, pulse racing, expecting an emergency. Instead, it was Miranda, in a raincoat over pajamas, flanked by two exhausted cops. "That's him," she wailed, pointing like I was a fugitive. The officers swapped a look that screamed, "Why us?" "Sir," one said, "we got a call about you hoarding emergency charging equipment." I nearly laughed. "Hoarding what?" Miranda waved her phone. "He refused to share chargers, endangering my guest communication." The cops had my charger, coiled on the counter. "You running a charging hub, sir?" one asked, regretting his career. I pointed to my flannel pajamas. "Do I look like Verizon?" They asked about conflict. "Unless it's a crime, no," I said. Miranda, filming, crowed, "This is going VY Rao, Ethan. You'll be the selfish neighbor." I stared into her lens. "Tag me as the guy who likes sleep." The cops left without a report, one mouthing sorry. Miranda lingered, streaming to bots about anti-community sabotage. I double-locked the door, dread settling in. Miranda didn't quit. Morning brought a neon yellow slip on my door. Notice of noncompliance. Failure to VY to charging support per Unity Code 5.1. I scoffed. No such code existed. I marched to Miranda's yard, where she was setting up a table with a sign, "Chargers for True Neighbors." Hungover partygoers sipped flat seltzer as she prepped an HOA Instagram reel. "Your VY OLADing policy," she said, eyes on her phone. "Charger neglect is real." "That's not a rule, Miranda." She brandished a binder thick as a dictionary. "I passed it at last month's meeting." I smirked. "The one you held in your shed with your goldfish quorum?" Her lips pursed. "Bubbles is a registered VYB consultant." An email from the HOA, Secretary Miranda's cousin. Tara summoned me to an emergency re-VYEW for electrical discourtesy. I arrived with the HOA manual, highlighted like a legal brief. Miranda swept in, heels clacking, sporting a Bluetooth earpiece connected to nothing. "This hearing will decide if Ethan Wells deserves residency under the Harmony Clause," she declared. Tara, nibbling kale chips, looked trapped. What harmony clause? I asked. Miranda slapped down a laminated 2024 community pact, mandating 2-second smile exchanges and no refusal of essential tools like chargers or waffle irons. I stared. Who approved this? We did, she said, pointing to herself, Tara, and a ballot signed by Finney McBubble. Your goldfish, I said, floored. She stood, dramatic. I moved to fine this resident due law 60 daily for charger defiance and or a disruption. I plug a USB drive into the HOA laptop. I saw this coming, I said. A slideshow appeared. Miranda's fake bylaws. A visual expose. Slide 1. My charger untouched. Slide 2. Her party in VYT, BYOC, bring your own charger. Miranda lunged but tripped over her extension cord, spilling a tray of matcha smoothies. Tara gasped as green sludge hit her purse. You're ruining HOA property, Miranda wailed. That's your bag, Tara snapped, breaking free. I'm done. She stormed out, fist bumping me. Miranda alone hissed, this block needs my order. I walked home to her juicer's drone. Next day, 3 citations arrived: hostile door closing, block VYB vandalism, and tech sharing refusal. I posted them on Nextdoor. Charger fascism? Really? The thread exploded. Neighbors share Miranda's fines for overly bright porch lights and unapproved mailbox fonts. She wasn't just annoying, she was a suburban dictator with a laminator. Then it escalated. I spotted a red light aimed at my garage Outlita camera, labeled Power Surveillance Unit in Comic Sans. I confronted Miranda, lounging with a smoothie that looked like lawn clippings. Why's a camera on my outlet? She smirked. To catch power hoarding. You're draining the block's energy. I gestured. It's my outlet. Publicly VY Cybele, she snapped, subject to Clause 8. Exterior oversight. No Clause 8 exists. She waved a hand. Added after the great hedge trimmer feud of 21. My Ring camera caught her directing a team to plug a charger into my outlet as a test. She called it the HOA Power Share Initiative. No such initiative existed. She printed flyers with cartoon batteries, logging my excessive use of a desk fan and accusing me of energy smuggling while my brother texted near my porch. The breaking point was a second camera under a camo tarp like a safari stakeout. I called the police. The officer, world-weary, sighed. Ma'am, you can't film private property without consent. Miranda ranted, calling herself a neighborhood sentinel against a wattage cartel. She pointed at me. He's the mastermind. The officer turned. Sir, you running a cartel? I deadpanned, just a guy who likes full bars. I revealed my trap. A fake outlet with a heating pad to keep it warm. I'd anticipated her madness. The officer chuckled. Nice one, Miranda screamed. That's obstruction. The officer shrugged. Of what? Wattage dreams. She vowed to escalate to the governor. Next morning, a flyer announced a power tribunal in Miranda's garage. Dress code, semi-formal. I posted it on Facebook. Miranda's electric witch hunt. BYO, bring your own battery. Comments roared. One neighbor offered to stream it. Another asked if Miranda sold tinfoil crowns. But solidarity emerged. Neighbors revealed her dog-walking speed audits and recyclable misplacement fines. Miranda was building a surveillance empire in yoga pants. The tide turned when I noticed the HOA Park's street lamp flickering nightly. Nextdoor blamed wiring, but walking rusty, I saw a neat mulch trench by the lamp. I kicked it aside, revealing an orange extension cord to Miranda's backyard. She was stealing power from the park she used for mandatory sunset meditations. I snapped photos and filmed the cord pulsing like a suburban vein. I called a real HOA meeting with neutral board members. Tara, now free of Miranda's grip, brought 2 bullied board members. I presented my case: photos, park energy bills, and a chart, Miranda's power theft, a wattage heist. Tara gasped. She said she was solar-powered. Another muttered. That explains the dim lights during her Prosecco brunches. We inspected with HOA Security Dave, a retired EMT with a GoPro. Dave yanked the cord, revealing it powered Miranda's patio lights, a fog machine, and a fridge labeled Elixir Zone. Miranda burst out, pajama pants flapping. "That's ambience," she yelped. Dave held up a meter. "Ambience doesn't pull 9 amps. I pointed to the park map. "That's HOA land, Miranda. Your heist voids every fake fine." The board suspended her PRIVY legies. Miranda protested, but Tara shut her down. "No more goldfish votes. You're sidelined." Neighbors filmed, and clips hit TikTok as the Volt vampire. Someone printed a fake HOA rulebook with no blinking after 9 p.m., and all smoothies must be Miranda approved. Miranda retaliated with a small claims suit, charging me with emotional sabotage, VYB disruption, and smugness for due law 5,000, citing loss of HOA clout and psychic pain from neighborly grins. She included a photo of me sipping coffee, labeled malicious smirk. I countersued for harassment and defamation, armed with her camera logs, fake fines, and the cord VY Deo. Court was a spectacle. Miranda arrived in a glittery blazer, sporting a Miranda Matters pin. Tara came for the drama, whispering, "This beats Netflix." The judge, a sharp woman with zero patience, read Miranda's filing like bad fanfiction. MS. Voss, you claim your neighbor caused aura decay by not lending a charger. Miranda nodded, showing a graph of block serenity, tanking post-charger denial. The judge blinked, and VYB collapse. When he posted my fines online, Miranda snapped. I presented the cord, cameras, and a tweet. "Bylaws? I'm Willow Grove's VYB goddess." The courtroom buzzed. The judge leaned in. MS. Voss, you tapped HOA power while issuing false citations. Miranda stammered. "It was energy sharing." The judge smirked. "This isn't court, it's a circus." She dismissed Miranda's case, awarded me due law 2,000, and banned her HOA antics. Miranda gasped. "You're backing the VYB thief?" The judge quipped. "No, just a guy who wants his outlets untouched." I posted on Nextdoor, "Lawsuit axed." Miranda fined. Vibes restored. Memes flooded. Miranda as the wattage witch, her goldfish as policy chief. The HOA revoked her community morale director title, and neighbors partied with a charger-shaped cake. But Miranda resurfaced, targeting Wi-Fi. At the dog park, she set up a booth, "Signal Pollution Kills" piece. She handed out flyers about electromagnetic VYB decay, claiming my router misaligned her dream catcher. She told a jogger, "Ethan's Wi-Fi is poisoning my Sage burner." I approached. "Miranda, I have 200 megabits per second. It's not a psychic weapon." She thrust a flyer. "Your bandwidth is melting our harmony." She proposed an HOA signal purity ordinance, citing a blog by Quantum Quack 99 about Wi-Fi causing soul static. The HOA laughed it off, so she bought a signal scanner, patrolling like a ghost hunter. Notes hit my door. "Your Wi-Fi spiked during my moon ritual. Stop streaming at 11:11 p.m. At an HOA meeting, she unveiled a foil-wrapped router, claiming it stabilized cosmic static. She waved a crystal, yelling, "It's calm now." A neighbor whispered, "Was it ever not?" I showed her Amazon re-VYUs for signal boosters and a post griping about Wi-Fi drops during The Bachelor. The board chair sighed. "No Wi-Fi bans, Miranda." She stormed out, returning with a signal shield of foil blankets on her roof. Wind shredded them, scattering foil. One landed on my lawn. "You can't beam the truth." I renamed my Wi-Fi Vibe Killer 5G. Miranda's scream sent Rusty under the couch. "You're mocking my spirit," she yelled through a compostable megaphone. But the neighborhood was done. Tara posted, "Wi-Fi gremlins? I'm out." The HOA struck back. Miranda's lawsuit had classified her yard as mixed use under her LLC, a loophole Tara found. The board voted to build a charging grove on her lawn, powered by the park outlet she'd siphoned. On a sunny Saturday, volunteers installed a charging hub with 10 ports. A plaque read, "Plugged in, powered up." For all, despite one who hoarded. Miranda emerged, robe tattered, as neighbors charged phones and sipped lemonade. "This is theft," she wailed. Tara handed her the LLC clause. You donated this legally. I plugged in, grinning. You gave us the power, Miranda. Kids drew plug murals. Tara DJ'd a remix of Miranda's court rant. I am the current. Miranda watched from her window, clutching bubbles, as her reign dissolved in laughter. The HOA launched the Current Fest, an annual bash on Miranda's lawn with Wi-Fi booths and best foil hat contests. Miranda is now a silent observer, banned from bylaws. She's a shadow, peering through blinds, while Willow Grove thrives overcharged free. My charger sits on my porch, untouched, a quiet trophy of the war we won, one plug at a time. If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this VY Deo with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next VY Deo.